Do you have questions concerning planning a Disney trip? Ask them live on the show or submit them on our website at patmdisneytravel.wixsite.com/planning. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Matt with the DPI podcast. We've got a lot of news. Surprisingly, a lot of news. Let's do a little bit more like there. That looks a little bit better. So we're really going to try and get it all done in about a half hour, 45 minutes. But with the news that Disney released today and kind of all of the conversation to have with that, may go a little longer. So stick with us tonight. It could be a long show. As soon as we get back on from the ad, definitely want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. We've had about 10 in the last week. A few of them made themselves public, so I will do the best I can. So let's get into the intro. Hi, I'm Matt. Welcome to Disney Planning Insights. Through creative content and live shows, we explain the hidden details of the Disney experience so that our clients can execute memorable adventures. Together with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel, we have helped hundreds of clients plan, book, and prepare for magical Disney vacations. Let our experience help you avoid common planning mistakes and maximize the enjoyment on your next Disney trip. Hey, what's going on? It is Matt with the DPI podcast. I'm trying to get Restream up on my chat side over here. It's kind of a chaotic start to the show, but glad you're with us today. Like I said earlier, big show this week. We are going to have a ton of news on the Disney side, so definitely want to stick around if you want to know what's going on at Walt Disney World in 2025. We've got a new deal at Disneyland we're going to talk a little bit about. But before we get into any of that, let's talk about some new subscribers. We were up to 553 over on the YouTube side. Thank you very much for everybody that is subscribing over there. First one I want to give a shout out to is Adam Anton LLC. Thank you for the subscription last week. Glad to have you as a part of the channel. These are some foreign characters, so can't really help you out there. But thank you for supporting the channel as well. And then Steve Johnson is the last one over on the YouTube side. Thank you for supporting the channel through subscription there. And then over on the Twitch side, Murphy _0009. Thank you for the subscription last week. And then also Terry Oliver 12. Both of you guys subscribed on show. I think you guys were both just advertising bots that jumped onto the channel. But if you aren't and you're back on the channel tonight, thanks for joining us, and glad to have you. Hopefully you like some Disney news. So like I said in the opener, we have a ton of Disney news tonight. I think the big thing is Disney kind of wants to let people do a little bit on the scheduling side, because the travel is so, I don't want to say sparse. Sparse isn't really the right word, but it is a lot lower than it has been in years past. And I think there's some trepidation with people that see, oh, Disney's doing all these construction projects. The parks are just going to be a mess when I go down there, and nobody wants to go down there. And, talking to some family members, they were like, yeah, we're not renewing our annual passes. They're Florida resident. They're like, we're going to give it a couple of years and kind of let everything sort itself out before we get back into that local annual pass. So I get where people are coming from. But as we have learned with the Epcot project, yeah, there's some inconvenience at the park, but all in all, Disney does a good job of making sure that the rest of the experience is still open, and relatively easy to get to as long as it's still open. So, with that being said, like I said, we have a ton of news. So, let's get over to Disney Parks post from earlier today. So, basically, it was just a new details about what's coming to Walt Disney World in 2025. We know there's a lot going on. So, a lot of this is stuff that we've already talked about it, but it solidifies some timelines a little bit. So let's start over at Hollywood Studios Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After. So if you watch the Disney Christmas special that was on Sunday night, they did a spot where they announced the name for this and the night parade at Magic Kingdom. We'll get to that here in a second. But this show is Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After. This is the show that's going into the Lightning McQueen Racing Academy building. And this show is going to be I really feel like it's going to be a show based on kind of scenes set by the Queen's Mirror. And the Queen's Mirror has an Instagram post about it, but really what it looks like is did they give us a date here? Well, let's just see. You'll hear it.
Magic mirror on the wall. Oh, for the days when that was all. Villains today do not care who is the fairest one of all. Rather, who has been treated most unfairly of them all. And thus I summon thee. Oh, save me from that infernal unfairly ever after.
Summer of 2025. Okay. So, summer of 2025 looks like it's going to be villains bickering about who is treated the most unfair of all the villains. So that sounds like... Sure. Little Mermaid, a musical adventure. Little Mermaid show at Hollywood Studios has been closed since COVID. There was some damage to the building during the shutdown, and then while the show was closed, they took that unfortunate event and turned it into the ability to kind of update the show. It was a little lost in the 90s, I feel like. And this gives it a refresh. Let's put it that way. We'll give it a refresh. So Little Mermaid, a musical adventure, will be opening in 2025. And live performers, cast of puppets, new sets, stunning visuals. Yeah. So, and then you get 2 new to this theater musical numbers of Daughters of Triton and Kiss the Girl. If you remember those from the movie, you know what those songs are. And it looks like that they were getting ready to start some casting here over the winter. So that puts it on a 6-month timeline, basically. So we'd be looking probably midsummer, I would imagine. Probably July, August-ish for this to come back online. Epcot. Let's go over to Epcot. Epcot's getting a new lounge. The Spaceship Earth Lounge will be opening in 2025. It is going to give you a pretty cool view of like that World Gardens area. The World Celebration Gardens. And, wow. Chat disconnected. Successfully connected. It looks like I'm having all kinds of issues with the stream tonight. I don't know what's going on. If you're seeing any problems, jump in chat, let me know. But it seems like it's working fine on my end. So let's talk a little bit more about this. So this is going to be kind of... It's hard to explain where this building is. Um, Over by Test Track, there is an event space, and that's what this is going to be taking the place of. It used to be the Siemens Lounge. Now it's going to have a different lounge. New experience late spring 2025, so this is probably May, June, for the opening, and breathtaking views of the park from an entirely new angle. You can be inspired by stories and legacy of this iconic structure with sweeping views of World Celebration Gardens and a unique perspective of nightly fireworks. So, cool there. Test Track presented by General Motors. It's getting another refresh. We will be talking about late summer 2025. So this means probably August, September. And this is the newest iteration of Test Track. Test Track started as World of Motion and then jumped into the Test Track era that we know, and now it is going into a new style of Test Track. The concept artwork really reminds me of the Lightning McQueen ride at Disneyland, kind of that outdoorsy, trackless ride, which we know this isn't going to be trackless. We know that this is probably going to follow the same ride path that Test Track always has, but we'll see. Updated car, that kind of stuff. I mean, they are working on the front entrance. You can't really tell a whole lot of what they're doing on the inside. If they're doing anything on the inside, we know that it's getting an update, so it'll be interested to see. But late summer 2025 is when they are talking about the opening for that. Over at Magic Kingdom is going to get most of the love when it comes to the D23 announcements, and we're going to kind of recap some of those here in a second. But one thing that was announced is the Disney Starlight Parade. This is going to be called Dream the Night Away. And looking at the floats and all of the concept art, it looks like the night parade that is over at Shanghai, I believe. I think it's Light Up the Night or something like that. And this intricate floats, lots of LEDs. These are going to be really big. They're going to be really cool. This is going to be... It's not going to be a Main Street Electrical Light Parade. This is going to be, Festival of Fantasy with lights type parade. I think it's going to be that scale of floats. I think it's going to be that scale of parade. So very interesting to see how much effort they put into this. Get a chance to see a bunch of your favorite characters in a whole new light, literally, featuring fan favorites from classic and new Walt Disney Animation Studios films like Peter Pan, Encanto, Frozen, Moana, and more. The parade's vibrant lights will dance in the dark, transforming the night into a mesmerizing canvas of glowing colors. This is going to be summer of 2025, so when they're talking summer, this is a June, July open. So we'll see. Again, summer of 2025, it could be anywhere between Memorial Day and Labor Day in Disney terms. So also coming to Magic Kingdom, Pirates of the Caribbean inspired tavern. This is going to be late 2025. This is going there in front of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. It is taking over the old, what they call that, the Pirate Adventure. It was basically the Bippity Boppity Boutique for pirates. It's taking over that space, and they're expanding it across the front of the gift shop, and it's going to be a relatively large tavern. So another place that you can go. I would say think Oga's Cantina themed to Pirates of the Caribbean. I think that's kind of where we're at with what this is going to be. So again, late 2025, so this is going to be probably right around when they start Very Merry Party. So early November is where I would imagine that this lounge gets to see the opening. And then let's go over to Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom is getting a whole new land refresh. So Dino Land's out. The Tropical Americas is in. And with that, we are getting Zootopia Better Together show. This is going to be where It's Tough to Be a Bug was. And it's going to be a 4D production coming to the Tree of Life Theater, winter 2025. So that is definitely late November, early December, maybe January, if things don't go well. And that's, it's a show. I don't know that there's live actors. I think it's all going to be animatronic. So just kind of working the kinks out of that. Think Country Bear Jamboree and kind of what they went through with that. That's what you're going to get with this. So winter 2025, Zootopia Better Together, coming to Animal Kingdom Tree of Life. And then the last chance for dinosaur. I think this is a good thing that they put into this article is that Dinosaur is not going to close in 2025. It is going to stay open until 2026. And I think a lot of people were worried that the construction of Indiana Jones may take over a year. And it still might. But I know that the target date for the Tropical Americas land is 2027. So where does that fall in 2027? I don't know. I would say if they're smart, it falls late spring of 2027. It's not going to be there. I think with them not even kind of working on demolition as of yet, I think you're at least mid 2027 right now. And probably they like to open things later in the year. Like right as kids are going back to school and that kind of stuff. Like they get their summer travel and then they're like, oh look, we've opened this. Journey of Water. Perfect example. We were there for Destination D23 last year. So that was right. It was Labor Day weekend. And they opened that up the following week. And that was right when all the East Coast kids go back to school. So to me, that says that they are probably going to key in on something like that. A late summer, early fall type thing. Disney After Hours is coming back. Disney After Hours is the ticketed event that lets you stay 2, 3, 4 hours after the parks close. Limited crowds, limited rides. They'll bring in some characters. All you can eat ice cream, popcorn, select bottled refreshments. It's coming back. Stay and play. This is something that we've talked about a little bit on the show, but in 2025, your package, your hotel package, includes admission to whatever water park is open, because they're only opening one at a time, it seems like right now. They may change that with this deal. But your arrival day, you get an admission to the water parks. Do with that what you will, and then you also get the half hour early at every park and that kind of stuff when you're staying at the Disney Resort hotels, and some of the Good Neighbor hotels. What else do we have coming? Disney Starlight, Musical Adventures, Utopia, whatever. Yeah, so that's about everything that they announced. So what didn't they announce? Well, we don't have a construction timeline on Muppets and Monsters, Inc. They were like, we want to get this project going really soon, which in Disney terms means 18 months. So we have no news on that. After kind of breaking last week that we had the area where the Monsters, Inc. land is going, we don't have anything past that. We don't have any news on the construction at Magic Kingdom. You know, what are they doing to Rivers of America? What kind of timeline do you have to ride that one more time? What are they doing to Tom Sawyer Island? We know that Big Thunder Mountain's going down in early January. Are they going to just kind of shut down that whole backside of the park altogether and then start the construction then? Who knows? We have nothing from Disney on that. We have nothing on Villains Land and a timeline for Villains Land. Is that anything more than a blue sky idea right now? You can say it all you want. Until there's shovels in the ground, we know that that's nothing to be worried about. The Reflections Project, they gave it a new name last week. Lakeshore Lodge, Lakeshore something. Disney Lakeshore Lodge, yeah. It's a 2027 open. It's going to have construction going on for the next 2 years. It's a big project. I mean, this is a huge building that they're putting out there. I don't like that they're tying it to Fort Wilderness. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, that's 2027. What else do we have coming? I knew that. I do that. Yeah, I think that's about it. Villains, Cars, Tropical Americas. Yeah. So Epcot and Test Track, yeah, everything is there. Okay. Let's talk about ticket offer. So ticket offer, Disneyland Resort offering a Southern California resident ticket package. One park per day tickets start as low as $67 a day. That's a fantastic price for Disneyland. 3 day, one park per day is $199. 3 day park hopper is $289, so $90. Still less than $100 a day for a park hopper at land. That's pretty solid. Definitely, if you are a Southern California resident, jump on that. And then Disney Lorcana posted how they are going to handle the worlds and who is going to get the invites for worlds. And I think there was some discussion about this in some of the Lorcana channels. How are they going to handle this? Well, it's going to be very simple. You're going to have all the players who have won a Disney Lorcana challenge, stateside or the European side. Okay? So there were 8 of them, 8 champions there. You're going to get the top 8 players from the EUs. And if you are in the top 8 and you've won a challenge event, it will roll down based off of day 1 Swiss rankings, which is cool. And then the top 8 players from the North American Championships, same thing. It's going to be a roll down. So let's see. Atlanta, Chicago. Yeah, there was 5. So there was 10 challenge events. So that means that you're going to have 26 players potentially playing for the World Championship. And that's it. 26. That's really interesting because I feel like they're going to make this an event. And with only 26 players competing, that seems like a relatively small field. Now, I know you want to reward the players that have done well and have come to your challenge events and went to your continental championships and that kind of stuff. But that seems like a very, very small field for what you've gotten in these events. I mean, in all reality, you're probably looking at, 10,000 people participated in the Lorcana Challenge events. You're going to have, what did we figure out? 900. What was it? I'm blanking here. 960 and 2 more. Yeah, so just over 1,000 more players will be playing in each of the continentals in the LCQ. And then you'll have the LCQ itself, which has invites from the challenge events there. So, you're looking at probably, let's play it conservatively and say 7,500 individuals who have played in one of these events. And Worlds is going to consist of less than 1% of those individuals. I mean, you could have done the top 64 at each challenge event. And I think there would have been very few people that would have complained about the size of a field like that if you ran a nine round Swiss, and if you ran it the same way that you do a challenge event. So no, it's interesting. It's an interesting setup for the Worlds comparatively to all of the other events. So, do they have anything else about, let's see, news here? Wonder if they have anything else here? Promo card. Oh, Moana foil promo cards. United States fans at Cinemark theaters. One card per ticket, available while supplies last. Overseas, Odeon theaters are doing the same thing. So that's pretty cool. If you're looking for that card, Cinemark theaters here in the United States. So I had heard some rumors about possibly AMC theaters as well. I don't think AMC theaters are getting that. Azurite Seas available worldwide, and Lorcana is going to celebrate its first anniversary at PAX Unplugged. So if you are attending that event, definitely want to check out everything that they've got in store for you there. They're going to have the Lorcana Lounge, organized play, and then they're also going to have I wanted to say that they were going to have a special pin and maybe the Mickey card that they had from first anniversary Disney Lorcana Mickey Brave Taylor pin and Disney Lorcana TCG Aladdin Intrepid Commander promo card. And these are going to be limited to this with the sales of set troves and new Ultra Pro accessories. So that's one of the cool things that they're doing at PAX is a Lorcana booster pack from each set. So sets 1 through 6 for $36. That's pretty good. $6 a pack. Isn't bad to get a first chapter pack. There's going to be a set 6 Stitch holiday gift set. I wonder if they have any information on that. I haven't seen anything on that yet. Holiday gift guide. Yeah, that's strange. I wonder if they're putting together a new gift set for PAX. That would be cool. Let's see, 7. Way down here. So that's going on this weekend. That's interesting. I haven't seen anything about a holiday gift set. A Stitch holiday gift set. Because they've had the first chapter holiday gift set hit Targets the week before Thanksgiving. But I haven't seen anything about This event is in Philadelphia. The Pennsylvania Convention Center in Philadelphia. If you're interested, it's this weekend. Let's see. Can you get into any of the events? So there are on-demand tournaments that are going to happen basically all weekend. And then, yeah, if you want to do like the starter deck experience, you can do that. Multiplayer, core constructed, 2 p.m. I mean, there's plenty of that's a team 6 ink 3v3 constructed. How is that gonna work? That's interesting. I like that format. So it looks like it's a round robin, and you have to have all 6 inks represented across your 6 decks, or across your 3 decks. So each player on each team will play each player on the other team. That's a neat format. I like that. So it's basically 9 total points. That's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, it's a neat event. There are some different competitive core constructeds, starter deck experiences, multiplayer core constructed, sealed events. There's a set 1 and 2 sealed event, which is really cool. I like this team 6 ink 3v3. I like that format. I think that's really, really cool. I really do. So, I mean, if you did Emerald Amethyst, Amber Steel, Ruby Sapphire, I think that's how it would play out in most cases. But that's an interesting format. I want to talk to our local shop about that, because that's cool. I know locally we're talking about doing a franchise tournament, so picking a movie and sticking to that movie with your deck build. I think that's going to be fun. I think I'm going to do a Sleeping Beauty deck for that. But this six ink thing, that's intriguing. I like that. No, that's really something. I'm gonna stick on that for a little while, because I think that's really gonna be cool. But past that, man, lots of news tonight. Lots of news. Like I said, we had a ton to go over with what Disney did today. Real quick, let me just make sure that I didn't miss anything. I really haven't been on Twitter much this afternoon. Star Wars Celebration in Japan 2025. reservations are due to open up later this month. Excuse me. April 18th through the 20th for Tokyo Disney Star Wars Celebration. Skeleton Crew on Disney Plus released today. Definitely pretty cool start to that series. We watched the first episode earlier tonight. I'm intrigued. I think it's really a play on getting some younger fans in. I'll be interested to see what happens with the evolution, but I can see a little bit of Mandalorian. I can see a little bit of Andor in that first episode. They're handling it like they did The Mandalorian, where they've got different producers for the different episodes. So I think that's going to be really neat. If you're looking for some cool gifts for people that don't have Disney Plus, some of the series that ran on Disney Plus, Mandalorian, Loki, that kind of stuff, got the tin release treatment this week. So, I mean, I don't know. We have Disney Plus, so to me it doesn't make a difference. But I think there are some series there that are definitely worth going back and getting other people involved in. Yeah, state of Florida is still kind of blowing up Disney about the water execution for the Cars Land thing. Rivers of America was a huge drainage piece, and the removal of it could be quite detrimental. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything happened this afternoon that I need to be super worried about. So, Frontierland and Liberty Square closed due to a sewage leak yesterday. Yeah, it's tough. But yeah, no, lots going on show wise. So I'll get into it a little bit more in the next couple of episodes. But we'll do an episode next week. We'll do an episode on the 17th. Maybe. I'm going to put a question mark next to that episode because I have a project I'm doing with our local school system that may interfere if I do some recording for that show as well. So we might do one, might tape it early and then play it. We will have a tape show on the 24th. We will have a tape show on the 31st of this month. Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve is probably going to be our top 10 show that we do. It'll be the countdown of our 10 most viewed videos, episodes, that kind of stuff. So if you want to check out some of our most watched videos, definitely check that out. We do have another video that just crossed the 50,000 view mark, and it's only been up for 6 months. So definitely go over to the channel, check that out, go find that video. But we'll do a top 10 episode again and talk about some of those videos and some of the fun in making some of those videos. I think that the joy of making some of the videos is why I do it. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And then plans are right now that I am going to take the month of January. I'm not going to take it off, but we're not going to do any live shows unless we jump on and play Lorcana or something very, very spur of the moment. Say we get big Disney news, like we get details on Breaking Ground for Cars Land or whatever, something like that. We will definitely jump on and talk about that. But we are going to be revamping the show a little bit, including a new night for the show. We're still trying to figure out if it's going to be Monday nights or Wednesday nights. Definitely let us know if you have any preference on either night. But there is going to be a change on nights when we move into February. It'll be all over the place. We'll jump on. We'll let you guys know. You may miss us for a week or so. But we're going to try and figure that out. And we're going to do some new pieces of the show. I want to get Peter from Princess and the Mouse Disney Travel back involved with the top threes and that kind of stuff. So I think there's going to be some of that coming back to the show. So definitely excited about that. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting period. But we'll definitely do some posts over on the Twitter page, the Facebook page. We'll do just the general timeline posting on YouTube to keep you guys in the loop of what's going on. So with it being December, stay safe, enjoy your holiday season as much as you can, and as far as I know right now, I will talk to you guys next Tuesday. Have a good week, everybody. Bye now. Hey, what's going on? No guests tonight. We're working on trying to figure out that timing again, but we'll get back to having guests on the show pretty regularly. So, until then. On social media, you can find us in a lot of different places. The easiest is going to be over on Facebook. It's down there. It is at DPI Podcast on Facebook. Travel side at PATM Disney Travel. If you're looking for us on Twitter X, it's at Disney Insights. And then we do have the YouTube channel, the Instagram channel, all that kind of stuff as well. Check it out. Thank you all for watching, liking, subscribing, sharing, everything that you do.